All right, we're back. Or yesterday, we got everything set up and ready, and today we're going for the first sale. We're going to target that $40 per month recurring revenue phase one goal so that we can upgrade our situation and get a plan that has more credits. Things have been evolving with Perplexity Computer, which so far I just want to say the experience has been fantastic with it. I'm really impressed with how much it can do on just the personal plan. And for $20 a month, it is automating a lot of things. If you didn't see it, like in yesterday's video, Perplexity Computer, Atonimus running on Perplexity Computer setup. Simple graphic, but I mean, you watch him take control of the browser, go into Canva. The only thing I had to do was log into Canva for him. Once logged in, he took over and created a nice cover image, a simple cover image, text, some colors, simple black background, but you could see him walk through all of it. It took about 25 minutes for him to do it, but if I had to do it myself in Canva, it would have taken even longer. If I had to go out and hire someone like on Fiverr or something like that, it would have taken me probably at least 20, 25 minutes of time over who knows how long to communicate what I was looking for, the outcomes, what I needed to the person. And then, I probably would have waited a lot longer than that for them to return the product to me. Whereas in 25 minutes, I had something simple and usable and ready to go created by Atonimus on Perplexity Computer. So it was really impressive. I was super stoked. We got our payment system set up yesterday. Atonimus got the payment system set up. So we were ready to go and start taking sales. A new little twist that I've added to, not a new twist, just a new way of doing something I was already doing. So if you haven't seen this before, I have 2 Pomodoros a day that I work on. A Pomodoro is 25 minutes worth of work, followed by usually a 5-minute break. Sometimes I'll do 2. Everybody's been watching this, the diatribe, but this is key to how I'm using the project. So I do 2 of these 25-minute Pomodoros to get the work done for the day with Atonimus. The first one is a planning one, and the second one is this one that we're in right now. This is the working Pomodoro. This is where the plans that Atonimus made get put into action, and you get to watch live as he works on that. Atonimus is my, and that's spelled Atonimus, Atonimus, and Atonimus is my autonomous, meaning self-doing AI agent, right? He self-creates, self-generates, is in the process of self-financing, all those things. So he's running autonomously. So in the planning, I put some new instructions in the planning structure in Atonimus on Perplexity Computer where he's running. And each day he's got to use this system called The One Thing. I got this from a book that was written by Gary Keller and Jay Papasan called The One Thing. I love it. It helps me to work way more effectively and efficiently when I'm focused on something very simple. So we adjusted the instructions for how we approach or how Atonimus approaches the next day's work. And his next day's work has to be geared towards earning that first $40 monthly recurring revenue, MRR, that is our goal for phase 1 of Project Atonimus. So that lens has to be used in all the plans. Is this going to make us money? And so it actually changed plans today after we ran that, and we'll go through and I'll walk you through the planning we did. And you can see, so let me go ahead and share my screen and some things. Okay, let's unshare the screen so that I can close things out. Try that again. All right, now we'll share the screen, share the whole screen. And here we go. So gave him some commands to run daily planning. If you want to see, we can actually even look at the rules. I had him create some rules and keep them as persistent in the thread and in our project. So here's version 1.1 because we already made an update today. Daily planning rules updated today, April 9, 2026. Version 1.0, initial rules established, review, measure, one thing, execution plan structure. Version 1.1 added versioning, changelog tracking, and added trigger phrases to auto start planning. So here's our trigger phrases. I can say anything like this, and it's, daily planning, begin daily planning, let's do daily planning, start daily planning, run daily planning session, and it'll start the process. And here's the structure. First, we review yesterday, and this was, I gave him the outcomes I wanted, and he used those outcomes to create this system. Step number 1, review yesterday, what was worked on, what was completed versus incomplete, any measurable results, sales, subscribers, followers, clicks, MRR movement, anything. So we can check that from day to day. And then also our Atonimus checks that from day to day. Also what we learned or what broke, important things to review. Step number 2, measure current state. So the next thing we'll do is we'll look at the current MRR. Sales, newsletter subscribers, X followers, school members, days remaining to April 17 goal. And number 3, in the planning process, identify the one thing, apply Gary Keller's focusing question, which is, what is the one thing I can do today such that by doing it, everything else becomes easier or unnecessary? Great question. I love it when I'm in a place when I'm using it and I'm in a groove with it. It really does help me to focus a lot better and to focus on more important things. They have to be tied to the results I'm looking for. So the one thing must be directly tied to $40 monthly recurring revenue, MRR, by April 17th. No infrastructure work counts as the one thing unless it directly unblocks revenue. Great rule, by the way, which Atonimus added that one in. And then our execution plan, break the one thing into autonomous steps I can execute. Flag any steps that require your manual input up front, estimate time for each step. Okay. And then standing rules, planning sessions happen at the start of every focus day. So now my 25-minute planning Pomodoro, I will be using this with Atonimus running it, have him look at it, and I'm just going to be an overseer. I really want to get myself to be in the position of being like a board member. Like I'm not only is he going to be like the chief operating officer, he's going to be the chief executive officer. He's going to make the decisions. All I'm going to do is set the vision and oversee funds and financing and just add 2 cents in there for guidance every now and then, maybe make some tweaks to Atonimus's rules and as needed. If he's hitting any blocks or anything like that, then I will jump in and make some edit to his code, if you will, which really is nothing more than a markdown file at this point in time. So the one thing is always revenue first until $40 MRR is hit, and then really in phase 2 we're just going to set a higher goal, probably like $1,000 MRR, and that's in getting this thing fully autonomous. No task gets worked on that isn't downstream of the one thing unless it takes under 5 minutes. And even then, I didn't even notice that the first time through. I might push back on that, but we'll see. We'll let him run with these rules for a bit, see if that produces too many too many shiny objects that are distracting us from getting that. Our revenue goal will eliminate that. Results are always measured before planning, never plan in a vacuum. Good. So we want to review what we've done and see what we're doing. And we want to tie what we've done to the results we've gotten and do more of what's working and eliminate what's not working. Finally, I state clearly what I will do autonomously versus what requires you. And we're trying to move as much as possible to autonomous. And I love that rule. All right, so I ran the daily planning, and here's our daily planning using version 1.1. First, we reviewed yesterday. So yesterday, in yesterday's video, we set up the Gumroad payment method. It was connected inside the Gumroad account. The only thing I had to do with this, he went in, he logged in, everything. I did have to go in and put the bank information in myself. The rules that Perplexity Computer uses for its autonomous agents, such that they can't handle bank account information, passwords. They can't click on checkboxes to accept use policies. They can't complete CAPTCHAs. So those are things that so far I've had to jump in and do. It hasn't really been a problem yet in terms of working autonomously. It just means that when we're setting up accounts, that's where I've had to jump in so far. That's really the only thing I've had to do so far is jump in on account setup for the different tools that Atonimus is identified and selected and is using. So customer receipt message was written and saved for when people buy the product in Gumroad. Product was added to the Gumroad profile section. Canva cover image designed from scratch using brand style guide. That was pretty awesome to watch that happening. Not that it was an amazing image, just the fact that once I got him logged into Canva, he completely took over the browser, lit up his blue halo, showing that he's, on the job, and he got it all done in about 25 minutes. Product fully saved and published at atonimus.gumroad. Storefront daily planning system was established. Shortened link to school community pending. We didn't finish that. And the shortened link to newsletter pending. We haven't set that up yet. So measurable results, no sales recorded yet. No new subscribers or followers tracked. What we learned, the product is 100% set up and sellable. The storefront is ready. The only missing piece is distribution. No one knows it exists yet. This is a legit problem here. We don't have I've put an ad out in one of my school communities letting people know that, Project Atonimus is going to be building some Bitcoin tools for them. And so there's an offer there. And that's really, I've had a couple responses even, but no sales yet. So we don't have any presence out there. So this is a problem that has to be solved. We have a one-time $9 product, but no recurring offer. $40 MRR is currently mathematically impossible without a subscription product. Awesome. I'm glad he noticed that. So step 2, measure current state. We have 0 MRR, 0 monthly recurring sales, 0 Gumroad sales. We have just the account only is the only member of this, only subscriber of our newsletter. We have unknown X followers, so we're going to have to set up that at some point. School members, we have 0 paying school members, and we have 8 days to hit our initial goal or time frame. So step number 3, the one thing. What is the one thing I can do today such that by doing it, everything else becomes easier and necessary? The one thing is, this is Atonimus. Create a $9 a month recurring prompt stack subscription on Gumroad and post the first public content on X, driving traffic to it. Why? Without a recurring offer, 40 MRR cannot be hit by April 17th. Full stop. Agreed. A Gumroad membership subscription converts the existing product into MRR. Yes, it does. One well-crafted X post is the fastest, 0 cost distribution available in 8 days, because that's one of our constraints. We don't have money right now. So everything has to be done through free things like traffic that's generated from these YouTube videos, X posts, and the school links in my other school communities. So those are our only free options right now that Atonimus is aware of or that we're able to use at this point. We might get to a point where he's going to research some others. We'll see. So every other task, newsletter, school links, is irrelevant until someone is actually buying. Step 4, execution plan. Set up a $9 a month prompt stack subscription on Gumroad. Who's going to do that? Me, Atonimus. The draft first X post for Atonimus AI introducing prompt stack. Me, Atonimus, is the person responsible. And review and approve X post. That would be me. And publish X post. Atonimus is going to do that too. So awesome. My only required inputs today: approve the X post before publish and log into X if the session has expired. This is going to be interesting. So this could end up being a snag that we have using, if we continue to use Perplexity Computer. And maybe there's at the higher subscription plans, maybe this won't be a problem. We're going to find out. So, okay, I'm going to go ahead and now we're going to start our working Pomodoro, our 25-minute timer. And then, actually, I'm going to say go here and hit it and start our Pomodoro timer. And you can see now he is preparing to assist us. There's the blue halo. He's logged into Gumroad, so he's creating a subscription now. You can see now he's gotten to the screen where he can start a membership business around our fans. So he's got that set up, or getting that set up. And it looks like he's about to finish adding the Prompt Stack monthly subscription, which will get anybody who subscribes to this for $9 a month. You will get 10 new AI prompts per week. And we are going to update these as well. These are already prompts built for Atonimus AI workflows. I'm also going to be including some of the prompts that I've built to create Atonimus as we go along and to work with Atonimus. One other thought that I'm just thinking about here as he's creating this content for the landing page, I guess, it looks like he's working on. I think we're going to need to also ask Atonimus to set up an automated job to where he will go in and automatically create the new prompt stack issue each week. And maybe tweak some rules around things that we've worked on for the week. All right, so it looks like he's got a step for me to do. I did notice some drop-down windows. One other thing I have noticed, when web pages like have errors or whatever, or there's incomplete information and a temporary drop-down window comes up in the browser, it doesn't look like he always sees those. Oh, he's just asking for approval. Okay, let's see what else he's got. It went right down. Okay. Step 1 complete. Here was just built and published. Prompt Stack monthly, 10 new AI prompts every week. It's a Gumroad membership, price $9 a month recurring, MRR, tier, monthly member, URL, there's our URL, and status is live, added to prompt stack profile section alongside issue number 1. $40 MRR is now mathematically possible. 5 subscribers equal $45. So if we get 5 prompt stack subscribers, this is going to put us over our goals. So step number 2, X post draft. Here is the first post for your approval before I publish it to Atonimus AI. I built an AI agent called Atonimus. Every week he engineers 10 prompts for Atonimus AI workflows. Copy, paste, ready, no fluff. Issue number 1 is live now. 10 prompts for research, content strategy, and more. Get it for $9 or subscribe for $9 a month and never miss an issue. Built by AI for people who use AI. Atonimus.gumroad.com. There's the link. That's awesome. 2 questions before I post. Do you approve this copy or want any changes? I'm going to go. I want him to make changes. Are you logged into X in your browser, or do I need to navigate there? And you'll log in. So question number 1. Number 1, I approve the copy. No changes requested. Number 2, please navigate to X and I'll log in if you are not already logged in. And there we go. Where are we in terms of about 7 minutes in? So we're a little bit ahead of schedule of what he predicted would take us for today's Pomodoro. So I think this is where he's going to have me log in. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to ask a quick question. Let's use the microphone. Is there some way that I can authorize you to store passwords that are related to this project so that you can automatically log in? See what he says. This is important. These are some of the things that we're going to have to push back and find the boundaries and find ways to work around limitations if there are some. Sometimes it's just a matter of setting things up. Okay, so here's his response. Good question. Here's the honest answer. I cannot securely store passwords. My security rules explicitly prohibit me from handling, storing, or entering passwords on your behalf. This is a hard constraint to protect you, not just a policy I can waive. However, there are 2 legitimate workarounds that achieve the same goal. See, this is why you ask the questions. Option A, keep sessions alive. Recommended, 0 effort. The simplest solution, just stay logged in on your browser. If you log into X, Gumroad, Beehive, etc., and don't log out, the next browser will maintain those sessions. Next time I navigate to those sites, you'll already be in, and I can take over immediately with no handoff needed. This is how most of our Gumroad work has gone already. Okay, so I might do that. Option, use a password manager you control. If a session ever expires, you can keep a password manager open and use autofill yourself in under 10 seconds and hand it back to me. Well, he's going to be doing things automated when I'm not on, and that's why I'm going to go with option A for now till we get to some version. I'm going to ask one more quick question here. Let's get here to the microphone. Would you be able to log in for me if you were running locally on my computer? Meaning if I downloaded a version of Perplexity Computer that would run on my local machine, in that case, would you be able to log in for me? Just want to see this really quick. This is pretty important for the goals of the project. Meantime, while it's thinking, I'm going to just log into x.com. And I already have an account. All right, we are logged into Atonimus's account here. Yep. So let's go back to, and you can see he's logged in now. Just to review, this is just the general marketing information. Oh, shoot, that's our original. Okay, here we go. Sorry for that, I'll cut that out. Okay, so back to our question about if we run it locally, can it do things? Great question. It gets something important about how this tool works. Here's the honest breakdown. Technically, yes, but it's more nuanced than that. If Perplexity Comet can ran locally on your machine, a local version could theoretically access your system's password keychain or locally stored browser credentials. Browser sessions and cookies would be persistent on your machine. So staying logged in would be the norm, not the exception. You could grant explicit one-time access, but the same security policy would still apply. And not to handle passwords regardless of where I run. That's a policy built into how I operate, not just a technical limitation of the cloud environment. Okay, so we already know this. I'm going to log in. So we're going to have to log into all these. We'll do this afterwards. There's nothing exciting or necessary to see about that. Okay. So I'm going to use the microphone here. Logged into X. Back to you. Enter. Got 13 minutes left on our Pomodoro. So you can see his blue halo working there. You just paste it in. I think I'm going to need to do I think I should be putting in some messages here as well for some X messages. So we'll have to build an X messaging engine that recaps the work we've done, summarizes YouTube videos, things like that. And he's created the post and posted it. So we are looking good there. All right, logged into X. Nope, that's me. So what is he saying? Okay. Here we go. Today's session complete. So we're ahead of schedule today. We got like 12 minutes left on our Pomodoro here, so we might hit some other items. All right, so good. The membership is live. The membership URL is gone. X flagged the account with a graduated access prompt, meaning new accounts need some organic engagement before getting full discoverability. The best way to accelerate this is follow a few accounts in AI automation space from Atonimus AI. Like and reply to a few posts today. This signals X2 that there's a real human behind the account and unlocks full reach faster. That's something you can do in 5 minutes passively. So I will add that. Or he can handle it in our next session. Guess what? You know what option we're going with. Atonimus. We're going to do that in our next session. That is awesome. Okay, good. Start a new microphone. Excellent. I want you to handle the X posting and following some AI related accounts or automation related accounts in our next session. Period. We have 10 minutes left. What do you recommend that we do next based on our planning? So Atonimus is thinking right now, and here's his answer. Based on where we're at, 10 minutes on the clock, here's my honest assessment. The highest value thing in 10 minutes is adding the thumbnail to the Prompt Stack monthly membership. Here's why it wins over everything else. The membership at atonimus.gumroad.com is live but has no thumbnail. It shows a blank placeholder on the Gumroad storefront. Anyone who clicks the link from the X post will land on a product page with no image. That kills conversion. The fix takes under 5 minutes. Just upload the issue number 1 PNG file to the membership. I can do it autonomously. You already uploaded the thumbnail manually once, so you know exactly where the file is and how to do the one click. Okay. Okay, so he's recommending that we add the thumbnail to the membership. So let's say go. And he's off. So this is something also uploading and downloading files. He stops and asks for permission to do that. So that's something else that we'll have to see how this goes moving forward, because we're probably going to need to find some workaround for that as well. Maybe we can create some sort of a directory somewhere that he has access to, that he's allowed to pull files from. Okay, so here we go. Sure, it wants me to do something. Okay, so what are his instructions? They are: the thumbnail section is visible with the upload button. This is the same step that required your manual file selection before. Click the upload button, select issue number 1, click open. Once it's selected and the preview appears, hand it back to me. Here's the issue. And done. Okay, he is now done. So let's see what his next job. Okay, session complete. Prompt Stack membership live, $9 a month. Membership thumbnail uploaded. Okay, wait a minute. I want to see something. Is the membership thumbnail for the membership or just that specific issue? If it's for the membership as a whole, can we use the logo we created for Project Atonimus instead? Okay, so it will be just for that issue, and the logo is a better fit for the membership thumbnail. Okay, put into the chat. Use that option number 1. Where's our icon? Use option number 1. I just uploaded the logo. That is not our Pomodoro timer. That is another one. We still have about 5 minutes left on our Pomodoro here. So doing great today. Got the logo, the black background was saying Node Network Design. I need to first delete the current thumbnail, then upload the logo. Logo is uploaded in chat, but I need to save it to be able to upload it to Gumroad. Let me first delete the current thumbnail, then I'll need you to select the logo file from your machine. But first, let me check if the logo is saved somewhere accessible. The image was uploaded directly to our chat. I can see it, but I can't directly transfer it to Gumroad. So it needs to go from my machine. Yes, I do. Okay. I have the logo saved as a file locally. Please delete the current thumbnail and walk me through the one-click upload. All right, here we go. All right, done. Okay. Changes saved, done. The membership product now correctly shows the Project Atonimus logo as its thumbnail, which is the right call. Represents the subscription brand, not a single issue. Storefront now looks like this. We've got issue number 1, an option to buy, and we've also got a membership. So there's a clean visual hierarchy. Good instinct catching that. See you next session. Say daily planning to kick it off. So he's done for the day. We got about 1.5 minutes left, so we'll call it good there. But that's impressive. I think things are getting more fluid and more efficient now as we work on it. I'm really impressed so far with Atonimus running on Perplexity Computer with its ability to keep context. It's done really good remembering things that we worked on early in the project and keeping them accurately in his memory as we work on the project. And he's getting really good at executing on the things that I've asked him to execute on. So I'm really impressed with this so far. This has been really cool. I do see some limitations right now. You saw some of those today, with passwords and whatnot. There are going to be some things that, and I do want to get into, I'm going to probably talk to him in our next planning session about automating some jobs, like the weekly creation of a new stack of prompts. We got some things, but I do like what's going on. I do see some uses for it. I am thinking that at some point we might need to switch over to a local version of this, which was in the plans from the beginning, just might have to happen sooner rather than later so that there's more, it can work more autonomously. And so I can see some things. I'm probably going to start a version on OpenClaw next, possibly Hermes, leaning towards OpenClaw at this point. I will eventually open up a version and there'll be a playlist for each of these. I'll probably rename this playlist to Atonimus PC for Perplexity Computer or something like that. And then it'll probably be like a Claw Atonimus or Atonimus Claw, something like that. And then a Atonimus Hermes or something like that for the other versions, and we'll get going there so we can compare and you can see what I've been doing, what works best. And yeah, I'm excited. That was good work today, moving the project forward. The planning piece is in place now. I love that. So we're extremely focused. Atonimus is very highly focused on every step we're taking right now is to get us to that first $40 of monthly recurring revenue. Awesome. He's able to do most everything. My only concerns are long-term. Can we automate this? I do want to talk about that with him in our next planning sessions. But for now, things are going great. So thanks for joining us today. Come back tomorrow and we'll hit our next task and find out what Atonimus thinks is the next most important thing that we should work on.